Hey guys, how you doing? So I haven't done a video in a week or two, so I thought I'd quickly just show what's going on with this one because I wasn't planning on doing a video. This is just something that's arrived in the post, and it's I've been expecting it. I straight away noticed the the Marvin Steifelhagen logo on the front there, and I know it's not from him, but it was just it was quite nice to see Marvin's boxes being used, reused. But yeah, this is, I believe, from my good buddy Chris Benoit from Rogue 16. And I believe it is, let me have a look. Yes, it is a scratch-built Empire Strikes Back AT-ST head. Brilliant stuff. So this is from Chris. He scratched this for me, and it's beautiful, Chris. Thank you. It's so good. Yes, he built this for me, and it's quite funny because let me go and grab the one I was using. I had a 3D printed head, and I was going to use the 3D printed head, which is here. And look at that inside. I showed it to him, and he was like, dude, stop. Scratch build that yourself. And I was like, I know, but that's all right, innit? You know, that'll do. Just throw some kit parts on that. And he goes, you just stop. I'll make you one. And I was like, seriously? And he was like, honestly, mate, it's, I'll do it. We help each other out and that sort of thing. He was doing one anyway, and he just couldn't bear to see me stick vintage kit parts on an AT-ST head that's printed. And I do struggle with scratch building. I'm okay with it if it's a base that's done and I need to construct that base, like the Sandcrawler or the Star Destroyer bridge, or not quite as much, but Guy's Slave 1. That's going to require a hell of a lot of work. But I'm okay to sort of put kit parts on existing structures that have been made for me. Basically all the hard work done for me. I do struggle with the scratch building literally from sheets of styrene. I can do it, but I'm not the best at it. And I didn't expect Chris to do this. He was like, the bench time he gets is limited anyway. And to do this for me is so heartfelt, and this is what this community is about, helping each other out. And we do we send parts to each other, we help each other out. If I've got a kit part he needs, I'll send it to him, vice versa. Always help each other out. If there's a £200 kit for sale and I've got the part on my shelf, I won't hesitate to send that to him, and to anyone else, because I know it's karma. I'll send them out, people send them to me. That's how we get the ball rolling and how we get these kits built. So it's just lovely. And he's even done the ears, look, he's scratched these. And Chris is a relatively newcomer to this hobby, and his skills are just getting so good. He's got all us old studio scale modelers quaking our boots. But dude, Chris, this is so clean and so nice. And I am getting a metal armature as well coming to me from Brian. Sorry, Brian, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your last name. I'm terrible at pronouncing foreign names, but I'll put your name in the description. He's kindly making me a metal armature for it as well. So Chris was like, if you're going to have a metal armature with it, don't go and stick a 3D printed head on it. And I mean, Lee Ralph said the same thing, but I was like, I'm okay with a 3D printed head. I've sanded it, primed it, sanded it. Then she cracked off because it's 3D printed stuff. And yeah, 3D printed is the way of the future, and it helps. It's a valuable tool, but the material I find brittle at best and nasty to work with. Whereas styrene, sheets of styrene, just filling about, cutting these sort of things out with styrene is lovely. It works well with the Tamiya extra thin cement. You can use original kit parts on it so well. So that's why now I'm going to stick to this styrene head. And Thank you, Chris, so much. I can't thank you enough. He's even put some other kit parts in here that I've asked for as well. There's some Vosper parts in there and some Morse car parts that he sent me for another project. So this is kind of an unboxing, but also a huge thank you to Chris. And some more news. Unfortunately, we haven't got a booth for Star Wars Celebration. That fell through. I don't know why. Maybe it was a licensing thing. That the fact that Disney are now panicking that our studio scale stuff is so accurate to their filming miniatures. Maybe it's not something they want to see. Maybe they didn't understand it properly. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't good enough with my pictures. I don't know. But unfortunately, there is not going to be a booth now at the Star Wars Celebration this year with my friends' models. It's just, one of those things. But that doesn't mean I'm not going. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to have a huge laugh with everyone and meet up with all fellow modelers and fans and people I talk to day in, day out on Facebook and social media. So I'm still going. Still going to be great fun. I might even still bring some models and we do something, in the boot of a car in a car park with a few beers. I don't know. But I just thought I'd just crack this open and show this off. But Chris, thank you, dude. Honestly, it's this is going to work great. And I'll add it to the list of the other 200 projects I've got on the shelf at the moment. Okay, so there's a few other things I've been working on as well. One of them is Lee Ralph's beautiful well, it's not 1/48. I don't know what this scale is really. It's a studio scale. Y-wing. Now, Lee's done a video on his beautiful ones, but I was lucky enough to be sent just a cast of the. Lee sent me the cockpit and the T with about 80% of the kit parts moulded on as a cast, and then the rest I added, and the last sort of 10, 15, 20% were kits that I have bought and added to. And then I've done the styrene pipework as well. All the T's I had to add. I had to scratch build the plates, all the sort of the cross sections with the holes in on the back of the rings. But again, this is how nice this community is, that Lee sent this to me. I'm just sort of lost for words, really. The kindness and having to be able to hold this and know it's come from Lee, and it's mastered by Lee, cast by Edward Francis, a good friend of mine, that does some phenomenal casting. And it had been sitting on the shelf for too long, and I just felt bad to Lee. I was like, he was kind enough to send it to me. I need to pull my finger out and get this built, because even leaving it like this, it's a work of art. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I can't thank you enough, Lee. So a lot of thanks in this in this video. I'm thinking of doing triangles for this. The prop store sold this at auction. I think it was a 2015 auction, or was it as long ago as that? It might have been. But Lee ID'd it all from the prop store Y-wing that went on, it's probably not, I think that hammer went down at about £80,000, but maybe even more. I just can't remember, but, well, that was its value, and it went for even more than that estimated value. But it's absolutely stunning. It's a lot smaller than the traditional studio scale Y-wing. It's about half the size, which made me think it would be around 1/48 or 1/43. Maybe they tried to keep it, tied in with the Empire Strikes Back Falcon and the NPC X-wings, because that's an NPC droid, I think, that they used. But yeah, it's pretty much half studio scale, and this was for Return of the Jedi, and you see in a few scenes at the Battle of Endor, just flying past. There is some bulbs that I'm going to go back here, and there's two little terminals that run the power on the top. But again, thank you, Lee. Can't thank you enough, mate. This is just wonderful to be able to have this literally just sitting here in the collection. And thank you again for helping me out with all the IDs. Christ, I've annoyed that guy. I've been texting him. every other day, what's this part, Lee? What's this part, Lee? And he's like, Jesus, John, do some fucking research. But again, thank you. What else? Another one of the RPF ID'd models was the keeping it Return of the Jedi is the welding droid. Now these were ID'd again from the prop store auction when these were on. They were storyboarded and they got as far as the model was getting built, but they never saw light of day until pretty much the prop store auction. And it's just a bulldog body on top, turret, sorry, and then a biker scout helmet, which was from the 1/4 scale a biker scout that was used on the speeder bike on the Return of the Jedi, maquette that they used. It was just a cast off that head. Now, again, Lee Ralph, this is his. I thought he'd sent me a cast initially of his scratch-built biker scout head. This is scratch-built, this head. It's just unbelievable. But he later on told me this is a prototype, that this is not a cast, this has been made from styrene and resin, and it's unbelievable. It's just, for me, it's perfectly accurate. He's a perfectionist, so he said it's a bit too short here and there, but that's Lee for you. He's an absolute perfectionist. So again, he'd sent me this, and he'd sent me casting of these are pen lids, and he'd sent me those. So, and the Vosper parts he'd sent me, so I was good to go. And then I just had to finish it off with the bits. And it's just like every other project. You think, oh, well, I've got them in the stash. I'll get that done. That'll be easy. Nope, you have to buy another F1 kit. That's like the big 1/12 scale ones. You have to buy your other bits and pieces. They're Vosper, so already you've got a £100 kit for just, 2 little parts. So this ends up being quite a pricey build if you can get yourself a biker scout helmet, which, again, is not an easy thing to get. And keeping it on welding droids, I've got the other one here, and these two were ID'd on the RPF by all the masters that have gone way before me, and I can't thank these guys enough for providing IDs to get us working on these models. I feel like a cheat just turning up, getting the IDs off the RPF and just building it and go, hey, look what I've done. But that hard work to get them to look like this has been done way before me from the masters that knew what they were doing. And I'm privileged to be able to look through the RPF and find all these threads. But I mean, this welding droid, an NPC Darth Vader from the 80s helmet with a ping pong ball in it, and then a turret on top, and that's the welding droid body. It's insane what they picked up and just made, and how fun that you've got Vader and a biker scout to make some welding droid that was seen in the hangar of when it was when the Imperial shuttle flies into the Death Star 2. The idea was that you saw 2 welding droids working on the frame, but that again wasn't used. And then God, what else have I got on the bench? I'm literally going through this mental stage of just trying to. I think it was the fact that I thought I was going to Celebration, so I was trying to get loads of stuff done, so I'd have some stuff to show because I've sold most of it. But now I'm like, oh, I've got all this stuff half finished, I might as well finish it. The other thing was the hospital ship, which was the Empire Strikes Back background ship, and that was made up of a couple of Vospers that were like that, and then you had the rear part of the Vosper put in like that. So it's kind of sort of hodgepodge together. And then you had a Sunderland wing at the top and a Harrier at the bottom, and all that sort of thing. So that's, I'm waiting for some kits to arrive for that. Again, annoying little kits like this 143 Peterbilt. Was it a Peterbilt or a Wrecker? I don't know, but it's AMT. Another old rare kit, but luckily I had that because I had the crawler that I've been working on. Again, another unfinished project that I'm just surrounded by all this stuff in grey primer that's like half finished. But that's the crazy world of modelling. You you can't seem to get anything done. And then when you do get a project finished, someone asks you to build something else and it all just gets confusing. But I'll move on to the crawler now, because I did a video of the crawler a few years back and nothing's really changed, but I haven't sort of talked about it. So I'll move on to the crawler. So here we have the studio scale sand crawler. This is built off Marvin Stifelhagen's beautiful wooden frame, and it's a beast. It's huge. So that's I mean, this works out about, I don't know, 22 inches high, something like that. It's insane. So this part is the non-hero side. So this is the part, this was just blank basically. The back bit was on, and I don't think any of the front paneling was on. It was just like a big sheet on the front. But I've sort of embellished the non-hero side to put my own paneling on, and I've made this like kind of like droid mulcher thing which can be just slid out. There you go, and then inside you've got a stowaway in there. But yeah, there we are. That's this sort of kit bashed droid compartment with a ladder on there. Anything the jammers would load droids onto that sort of unit and put it in. But yeah, this is one of those pick up put down projects that have taken a long time to get this far. Every single kit part on it, bar about 10, are original styrene parts. These haven't been glued down. I think I ID'd like one part, which was, I think it was the outside of these rings. I think I ID'd them, and off the top of my head I can't even remember what they were now. So yeah, this has taken a long time to make, and every single thing on it has been added by, you know, the original kit parts. A lot of Panther G's, a lot of work went into this, and the ID work that went before me, hugely appreciated. Marvin and the team have done such an amazing job at IDing all this. Now this is the proper side that you see on the screen. I haven't done the inside walkway. That still needs to be done. And also the cockpit needs to be done. All these are panelled, nothing's scribed on this. Every single thing's laid on. And it was so much fun, but it's just it takes up so much space, and I'm just, for some reason, not keen on painting it yet. Yeah, I think I want to get it built, and I want to get the Shermans done underneath. I've got the 4 original 1/16 scale Shermans that need to be cut up. But again, machine work and metal work isn't my thing, so they've been sent to my good friend Felix, and he's seeing what he can do with it. But there we are, that's the sandcrawler. We've got the metal lights underneath, and all this scratched panel work. Yeah, this was good fun. So quite a few projects on the bench with no time to do them. But I thought I'd just give a quick update. I haven't done a video in a while, and I thought, what can I talk about? Some unfinished projects and some thanks to friends. But I'll see you at Celebration.